You're excited because you know I'm the only thing standing between you and the bar, right? So why are we here? I obviously don't mean in this theater. I assume you're here to be inspired by brilliant speakers today. But I mean, why are we on this planet? What's the meaning of life? And so, I figured we'd end with a light topic today. The meaning of life is something we've all questioned at some point, right? Why are we here? For me, it started when I became a dad. From a young age, we're conditioned, or probably brainwashed by advertising, to think that the meaning of life is to find wealth, that somehow the scorecard or validation for being a human being has to do with the car we drive, the house we live in, or the clothes we wear. I know you're all looking at me right now and thinking, based on my almost completely Target-bought outfit, that guy's crazy successful. But that's what we do. We judge each other based on the things that we buy. In 1981, the movie The Cannonball Run came out. How many people have seen it? It changed my life. But for those of you doing the math, let's assume I was an infant when I saw it. In the opening scene, it had an amazing black Lamborghini, and I was obsessed. I had a 6-foot picture of that Lamborghini on my bedroom wall until I went to college. I told myself if I do anything in this life, I'm going to own a Lamborghini before I die. That was my version of success. That was my only goal in life as a kid. From a young age, we're taught to start thinking about what we're going to do as a career or what our goal in life is, probably in the 3rd grade, I think. We start asking our children, what do you want to be when you grow up? In my day, it was doctors and lawyers. If you asked my 9-year-old son today, he would tell you it's a YouTuber. We spend the first third of our life educating ourselves and training for that job. Luckily, as kids, we take the time to make friends, enjoy life, and use our imagination to create things and explore all the wonders of the world. But then, as adults, we spend the next 2/3 of our life living the same day over and over again. We get up in the morning, go to work, if we're lucky enough to have a job, work at least 8 hours, some of us more, come home, eat, do some chores, and if we're lucky, spend some time with people we love. If we're even luckier, we get to drive our kids from commitment to commitment before coming home, putting them to bed, going to sleep ourselves, and getting up the next day to do the exact same thing over and over and over again. Until you have kids, time really stands still. It's like life is on pause, and there's no rush to the finish line. But once you have children, life jumps into warp speed. Before kids, you don't notice yourself aging, you don't really notice yourself gaining weight, it happens pound by pound. You notice it in other people when you don't see them often. But with kids, the change is quick and monumental. When I was in my 20s and 30s, I really didn't notice a change in myself whatsoever. Those years seemed like I had all the time in the world to accomplish whatever I wanted. But in the first 10 years after my kids were born, life flew by in the blink of an eye. I feel like just yesterday I was looking at my daughter in my arms, rocking her to sleep as she stared back up at me with this look that I could do no wrong. Then, almost overnight, my daughter, who's now a preteen, gives me this look every single time I think I'm being really cool. Dad, don't ever say that again. As I try desperately to hold the hands of time and slow down life while watching my kids grow so quickly, I'm faced with my own mortality. As kids, we don't have that issue, we're immortal. You figure you can jump off the roof of the garage holding nothing but a bedsheet and float safely to the ground. As adults, we try not to throw out our backs by getting out of bed too quickly in the morning. That mortality brings about the question, why are we here? What are we supposed to do with our lives? If you want to put your life in perspective, imagine that you're on your deathbed. Imagine now, not when it ultimately happens, that you have days, weeks, or even months to live. What would you do with that time? What would you change in your life? What deal would you make with God? Because I can promise you none of you will beg him for more time at work or more money. What will be important for most will be more time with the people you love. Maybe it'll be about the legacy you leave behind. The meaning of life is not to be a consumer, although spending and acquisition rule most of our lives. I believe that we're all connected. As the theme for today, I think we're all part of something bigger. I think that all living things share an energy and a spirit, and we're all unique parts of something bigger than ourselves, something bigger than the sum of the parts. It's like the ants you heard about earlier today. If you look at an ant colony moving, they move in unison. They move for the good of the colony. You don't see a single ant trying to bring an apple back to the hive or the ant mound. You see all of them marching together for their collective good. I think the goal in life is to create harmony. When the world is out of balance, when we disrupt the union, we see the equal and opposite reactions. When we harm the planet, we see the effects on the environment. When we genetically engineer our food for profit, we see the effects on social health. When we don't get along with people who are different from ourselves, we see war and death. I believe we're all given a God-given gift, a skill, a talent, and that talent is supposed to complement somebody else's weakness. That's how we find harmony in the world. I think that many of us go through life focused on our goals, our long-term vision of where we should be. When we become parents, it's the first time in our lives we start thinking about the greater good because we're here to nurture and protect someone else. We're here to raise our children. For me, I spent about 20 years praying to be a dad, and it was a life-changing moment for me. I worry about the people ahead of me, the people I'm going to lose. As you've heard today from a lot of different speakers, being in the moment, capturing every moment you spend with your family, your kids, and the world around you makes all the difference in the world. I realized that my God-given ability was to be a problem solver. That's my gift. Now, if you talk to my wife, it's not a gift at all because I have an inability to just listen when she vents about a situation without offering a solution. It turns out that a whole lot of guys have this same gift. So the challenge in life is to find yours. As mundane as it might be, if your gift is simply that you're a good listener, you could put that gift to use to save people's lives. I promise you that money won't find happiness for you. Dollar bills can't fill the hole that a lack of purpose creates. Let me say that again because I don't think any of us really live that life. We've gotten into this monetary trap. Money can't fill the hole that a lack of purpose creates. So find your purpose. How do we do it? Well, there are many ways. Have you ever gone to another city and seen a public work of art, an entertainment complex, or maybe a great culinary district and thought, man, I wish they'd bring that back to our town? Well, guess what? You're they. We are all they. Stop waiting for somebody to come and create the next app, clean up your neighborhood, or create opportunity for you. Stop being an armchair quarterback and just get in the game. Just do it. Another easy way is how we spend our money. If people in Akron spent 10% of the money they currently spend outside of Akron here, we'd raise $60 million for our local economy. $60 million is a game changer. It creates a lot of public art, entertainment complexes, and fixes all the potholes we want to point our fingers at the government and complain about because it's their responsibility to fix. Shopping local isn't just a catchphrase, it's a way to make a difference in our own economy. It's a way to support our neighbors and help the city provide the services we expect. The other way is to get connected. Find people who have skills that complement your weaknesses. Figure out what your community's problems are and what the barriers to solving them are. Then get enough people with enough skills to tackle it and never give up. My favorite quote is by Margaret Mead, who says, "Never underestimate the power of a few committed people to change the world." Indeed, it's the only thing that ever has. Right now, there's a large group of us in our society, the largest group ever, millennials. They are at a pivotal point in their lives. They're about to decide on that one career path, and many will choose it based on their ability to get rich. I beg you to think differently. Figure out what your passion is, make enough money to live a comfortable life, and then put your skill together for the better of the colony. We are the committed few. You are a game changer. You've been on your biggest job interview since the day you were born. The position is human being, and I'm here to tell you, you all got the job. So go to work. Thank you.